IFC bump day.
Mommy brain, pregnancy brain.
It's a struggle.
It's a real thing.
Come to the office, you'll understand.
We are super excited to be here with you guys. Today we are on week 17.
17.
And we are so excited. So if you didn't follow us the last time, we are going to be following the Mama Naturals book, Pregnancy and Childbirth, written by Genevieve. And this week it's talking, the chapter is Fly Me to the Baby Moon. So have you heard the word baby moon be used before? Or?
Yeah, and my husband and I talked about doing a quick baby moon because it's when it's, the time to do it would be, I don't know, October, November-ish.
Yeah.
So we discussed it. We have no plans yet, but it's on the to-do list.
Yeah, so one thing that I found interesting, that I've heard before, but she confirmed, because I couldn't remember if I really learned it or made it up in my head. Just kidding, just kidding. But anywho, she confirmed that baby moon actually started from Sheila Kitzinger in her book in 1996, where a baby moon is actually a phase. It's a honeymoon phase of a relationship that refers to the period
Following the...
Yes, so following when baby's born. So it's kind of like a time to... what's the word? Bond. To bond with mom, with baby, with dad, with spouse, with whoever the baby is closest to. So, however, it also discusses that in more recent years, it's actually changed to be like a honeymoon that the parents take, a trip, that they take during pregnancy. So it talks about how the second trimester is a perfect time for one because you're not too close to delivery and further along where you still have the energy and whatnot. So if you guys thought about kind of where you might want to go, or
we talked about, so his initial suggestion was just to go downtown Chicago and just do like a little city staycation. And I'm like, well, we live here. It's so easy to do and just get on a train and all that stuff. So I was like, why don't we do something just a little further away, either in Wisconsin or Michigan, and do like a bed and breakfast. Yeah. Cozy if it's the fall, have a fireplace, do wine tours, even though I'm not drinking, but like just being outside and like during the fall is like my favorite season. So I'm like, that sounds way more enjoyable for me than to be in the city in busy Chicago. Yeah. For me, it'd be a time to like chill, relax, get away, reconnect, kind of a thing. Yeah, and I think that's exactly the point that it talks about here. Like the couple of reasons is to catch up on your sleep, which is real. Sometimes when you start to hit your third trimester, there's less sleep, and just because you're tired and uncomfortable and maybe can't find the right position to sleep. Right. To rekindle the romance, and so you hitting a new phase, and it's definitely just to the last time in your lives that it's just going to be you two together. And then get your parenting goals or parenting styles, not necessarily clear, this says clear, but just kind of start talking about like what are going to be your parenting styles, which is like it's neat that you get to, I think it's important to discuss ahead of time, because when you're there in the moment, like there could be
and you can still change, but like if you kind of set some
goals or things that is like, this is what we at least want to try to do, because having plans is great until they explode. And we have a ton of siblings. Between me and him, we have siblings we have a ton of nieces and nephews, so it's really good to either talk to them or talk about what we like, what we would do differently just based on our personalities. So we actually talked about that a lot throughout our entire relationship, and now that it's more applicable, it just becomes more of a conversation.
The other thing I wanted to kind of talk about is flying with baby. So we actually just took our first trip to Minneapolis about a month ago. So Maddie would have been 5 months when we traveled with her, and initially I was like, oh, this will be easy. All I need is a sling, milk, and a few bottles. This will be fine. But then I didn't, or at least I didn't consider that you need a car seat to get around. So I was trying to figure out how I can travel without one. I was like, cool, we'll take a train. From the airport, we'll go all the way to our hotel. But that was a 45-minute ride, and I was like, oh gosh, no. Like traveling already being at the airport 2 hours early, and then the travel, and then getting there and getting your bags. So we ended up traveling with a car seat. However, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like,
you can check it, right?
Yes. So most airlines are really great, and so you can check in a stroller, you can check in the car seat. What else can you check in? I don't remember. But anyways, it's nice because you can travel through the airport with your stroller, with your car seat, and it also holds part of your bags and luggage, so it's amazing. And then when you're there ready to go into the plane, you just drop them off right before you go into the plane. It is so convenient. And Maddie did so good. The other thing we were worried about was kind of like the change in altitude, like the going up and coming down.
Ear pressure kind of stuff. Yeah.
And she slept through the way there, and on the way back, we just gave her a bottle, and she did pretty well. So I would say her first one was successful.
One of the things that you were worried about right before you left was breast milk and being able to go through TSA.
Oh, yeah.
So and that was a big deal because, you know, liquids you can't go through TSA.
Yes.
So
I was super worried, asking everyone what they have done or what's worked, and I would say I was a little nervous because everything, the stroller has to go through the x-ray machine, the car seat has to go, so you have to hold Maddie, or we had to hold Maddie, and then we had our carry-on bag, so that was I felt a little flustered.
Yeah.
But they were really good, so they just test the milk, and I would say we probably could have done a better job of planning ahead and gotten there a little bit earlier. That probably would have helped me with my anxiety that I was feeling at the moment, but they were really good, and they tested our milk, opened it up, and it wasn't too bad, but I definitely was stressing about it prior. But I feel like that's what you do every time it's your first time.
I mean,
so
of course, in travel just brings out a different anxiety in a lot of people. And you might forget babies, forget whatever. It's just, it brings on, do I have everything? You know, do I forget my baby? Did I forget my breast milk? You know, all this stuff. So it just adds an extra layer, I think, of anxiety for a lot of people.
And how have you been feeling? Tell us a little bit, kind of like the emotions that you're feeling right now, week 17.
Everything's been really good. I'm trying to think this week. Baby's been moving a lot lately. Since one of the really fun stories that I think I told you from my husband was traveling last week, and he came home, and we had a really nice day on Saturday running around doing errands, and typically we can't go to 5 stores and not have an argument, so it was great. We were in great moods, and every time he and I were talking and there was music in the car, baby was just like dancing or moving, like to the point where he could feel the move too. And we're in Bed Bath & Beyond, and he's like in the middle of an aisle, so like cute. You know, I want to feel. And so it's really cool. It's starting to become normal, and which is nice. It's nice for me to feel that. And then we had a midwife appointment this week too, so heart rate was good. I had just eaten, so it was a little high in the realm. But no, everything's been good. Sleeping actually pretty well this week. So.
Awesome, that's really good. Yeah. So what you were feeling, it's actually called quickening. So it's flutters in your tummy. Some mamas may mistake it for sensations of gas or nerves, but it really is your little bambino shaking in there, dancing the songs. And some women, depending on the position of the placenta, may feel it closer to 20 weeks. I know for me, it was probably 25. It was a long time where I was like, I don't really feel him. And so it wasn't until the 20-week ultrasound that we learned that that I have an anterior placenta. So what that means is that it's the uterus, and then the placenta is in the front. Yeah. So then when the baby does kick, you don't necessarily feel it. Right. The movements get absorbed by the placenta. So I would say it was quite some time until I felt baby move. But
the opposite of that is an anterior placenta, right?
Posterior.
Posterior. You said anterior. Yeah. Pregnancy brain. So a posterior placenta, so when they are kicking, there's not as much cushion or not as much things in between. So those are the two. I don't think there's any other way for it to go.
I mean, the placenta can really be anywhere. I mean, there's a previa where it's right on the cervix. Okay.
They don't talk about that though, so it's good. I mean, it's interesting to know.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. So a placenta previa is when your placenta is actually sitting on the vaginal opening. So in those cases, it's an automatic C-section because there's the placenta is what keeps baby alive, and if the placenta gets delivered before the baby, their oxygen supply gets cut off. So, but yeah, the placenta I guess can be on top. It can be like anywhere in the uterus. Placenta's kind of cool. Have you ever seen one?
Yes, but only in pictures. I haven't seen like a life placenta, like it's an animal.
It looks like a tree, I feel like.
A tree. It almost looks like, okay, sorry. Kind of looks like a weird jellyfish, you know, kind of, but it's a picture, right? It's a picture, and it's, you know, it's flat, and it's a 2-dimensional picture. So I haven't seen an actual one though. So, which I'm assuming in the book they'll talk about encapsulation. There's going to be a lot of talk about that.
Yes, they go into that later on. So let's read the affirmation. I haven't actually read it. So, I choose to enjoy my childbirth. No matter how I'm feeling at any given moment, I choose to embrace the miracle. Aww.
Well, and I think that's really beautiful when your plan doesn't, I mean, kind of like yours, you had a preeclampsia. It wasn't the way that you had, you know, planned and envisioned. And if you stick to that thought, and it is a beautiful miracle no matter how it goes, you know, no matter how it goes. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. It's still a beautiful thing no matter what, and just letting go of that control.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think I'm a total type A personality. However, birth is totally that one area that you just need to kind of let life and flow in your body kind of just go, and whatever course it takes you, it's okay. And I think definitely recognizing that while pregnant helped me heal or kind of process everything that happened, the induction and that sort of thing, a lot better than and looking back on it and my birth story, seeing it from a different light or different heart or different vision than if I would have been so stuck on wanting it one way. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Week 17. Yay! We're a quarter of the way done, right? A little over a quarter.
I don't math.
A third.
I don't know. Yes.
A third. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't math. I don't know.
Anywho, join us next week on Wednesday for our next bump update. So Megan will actually be out of town. However, we are still going to go over week 18 and see what's happening on that week. So see you then. Bye.